has Atlantic City changed in the 2 decades that you've moved here, and what do you think the city will look like in the next 2 decades?
Well, I think there are a lot of changes in Atlantic City. I think, unfortunately, I think some of the neighborhoods that build a city have kind of deteriorated, and I would like to see that revitalization happen again, in particular like in the Midtown area. When Pinnacle bought a lot of the surrounding areas in the Midtown area, people moved out, businesses moved out, people moved out. And I think we need to revitalize that. And I'm hopefully in the future, with some of the great projects that I know the CRDA is involved in, the city's involved in, the state's involved in, we will get those neighborhoods back to us. There's some great things, of course, that has changed. We have the Revel, which is just a beautiful place, Borgata, wonderful things happening at Steel Pier. When I first came here, I thought Steel Pier was kind of shabby looking, and now with the new owners, the Cantanosa brothers, they're revitalizing a wonderful non-gaming venue. The Walk has grown here in our city. So we have all these real positive things, but I'd like to see the neighborhoods come back a little bit more alive and of course, be stronger.
You and your partner, John Schultz, are a well-known power couple and trailblazers best known for operating some of the city's most successful gay clubs and hotels. Has Atlantic City succeeded in marketing itself to gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgendered visitors?
Well, I think that they are trying. A number of years ago, a very good friend of ours, Dennis Gomes, who passed away last year, decided to come up with the idea of attracting the gay market. And he came to my partner and myself for some advice because we were in the gay business, nightclub business. We were retired at that time, and we had many conversations with him. How would this work in Atlantic City or in general? And he took it upon himself with the resort's staff and team to put the first gay bar, a nightclub in, I think, any casino. And it still is there. It's very successful under the new management of resorts. And I think other properties can follow that formula because the gay market is a very lucrative market. They have extra income to spend. They have a number of great diversity members in their community, which is great for a property or for a city.
As head of the Metropolitan Business and Citizens Association, are there business opportunities in Atlantic City that you see as unfulfilled and you would like to see someone pursue?
Well, I think there's really two in particular. Number one, I think it's kind of a shame that we have this very successful HBO series, Boardwalk Empire, being filmed in New York when we're 2 hours south of New York. And I think if possibly some people in either the state government or however that works could maybe give some tax incentives or credits to do some help and assistance in the film industry, I think it would really establish another minor industry in Atlantic City because Atlantic City has so much to offer with beautiful properties, beautiful scenery, and beautiful stories like the Miss America story or the Boardwalk Empire story. So I think we could look at some tax incentives, some tax credits for other industries other than just the gaming industry, of course, or our various big businesses. I also think we need to have a business vehicle. It could be a business center or some type of an organization that all the parties work together to make it easier for new business, in particular small business owners, coming into the city so they know, like a one-stop center for business. How do I get my mercantile? What do I need to do to get my licensing? How do I do some marketing? So working with the Chamber of Commerce, working with MBCA, working with the CRDA, the ACA, putting all those components under one vehicle or one headquarters, I really think would help small business come back into Atlantic City stronger.
With the return of Miss America pageant in Atlantic City, are there changes in the works for the Miss American pageant that you can tell us about?
Well, some changes that we know about. But of course, we don't know the exact date of Miss America yet, but I have a pretty good suspicion. We know it's going to be in the fall, which of course when Miss America was always here, and that's the same time Miss America was always here. And Miss America never left Atlantic City, but we took a little hiatus, and now it's under the umbrella of the GLBTA Alliance here in Atlantic City, and I know that we will be following Miss America in her wonderful reign back to Atlantic City. So I'm sure it's going to be around the same time as Miss America, and it's always an exciting thing. It's a charitable event. We raise lots of money for charity. It's a fun event. It's something, it's a spoof, but it's also a great way to kind of relax after the very hectic time of Miss America. And you know, maybe there might even be a Miss America parade one day. I know MBCA and our community just embraces it and welcomes them back to Atlantic City. First of all, this is where it was born, this is where it thrived, and now it's coming back as a rebirth to Atlantic City. I think it's an absolute positive step in the right direction for the state of New Jersey, for the city, and for the Miss America organization. We cannot support it stronger, and I think it's an absolute plus for our city.
accomplishment since coming to Atlantic City are you most proud of?
Been involved in many, many things and many charitable endeavors. I sit on 10 nonprofit boards myself right now. However, I think the best thing is building good community relations with people, with casino leaders, with political leaders, with civic leaders, arts organizations, charitable organizations. Building those relationships, growing those relationships, working together for a common good. I feel very strongly about that. Relationship building is a positive thing in my life, as well as, I guess, establishing 11 years ago our private arts foundation, which is the Schultz-Hill Foundation, which we have established and continues to grow.
What projects are you now working on?
I'm working on a major project for the Schultz-Hill Foundation. May 31st at Caesars Casino, we're bringing in the daughter of Dean Martin, the singer, iconic legend here in Atlantic City from the old 500 Club days of Atlantic City, bringing his daughter Dina Martin to do a special concert, benefit concert at Caesars. It's called Dina Sings Dino. She'll be doing a tribute to her dad, the Rat Pack, the great songs of that era. So it's a benefit concert that I'm really very heavily involved in with the help of many great community leaders, great sponsors, and of course Caesars Entertainment. So that's my main project for the foundation. Also working on a scholarship foundation event in May as well, and that will be at Tropicana, working with the Lieutenant Governor of New Jersey. She's coming as our keynote speaker, and we give away about $30,000 in scholarships to area students and teachers. So one's a business kind of project right now, and one's an arts and benefit foundation project.
Are there too many brick and mortar casinos in Atlantic City? Would that industry be healthier with few less?
Absolutely not, in my opinion. I think the more building, the more competition is good. We have competition outside our area. Obviously, that's what's affected the Atlantic City market. But inside, internally, if a visitor or a tourist, somebody living here, can have a different opportunity for a job in a new place or bring in more revenue from an outside source, I definitely think we need more building. More casinos is absolutely fine, and I know that a lot of the casino leaders feel the same way because, number one, it brings great jobs to our unions and to our union members and to the outside person who wants a new beginning, a new start. It's a great way to revitalize our own city economy. So definitely more building needs to take place, and I know a lot of the efforts by the governor and the CRDA and the ACA keeps continuing to want to push that, and even the legislators too, of course, with the internet gaming and with small boutique hotels. I think the more buildings, the more cranes we can see in Atlantic City, the absolute best it is for all.
How do you see the legalization of internet gambling affecting Atlantic City?
I think it will have a big effect on Atlantic City, and I'm really very, very proud that New Jersey is moving forward with that. I know it's a very controversial issue. I personally think it's a positive thing for Atlantic City. Again, anything that's going to bring new jobs, more revenue, a better economic status for our city is good, and internet gaming can do that, as long as, hopefully, it stays in just Atlantic City. This is where it belongs. This is the gambling capital of New Jersey, so it should stay here.
If you were suddenly put in a position to guide Atlantic City through the next decade, how would you go about it? What moves would you make?
Lots of different things. I think we need to continue the feeling and the great cooperation we have with a lot of agencies, community leaders, the administrations of the city, the county, and the state. So that cooperation needs to continue for positive growth to happen. And one thing I think economically and educationally that could happen is bringing in a campus center into the middle of the city, into Atlantic City. So if it's Stockton College or if it's another university coming into the middle of the city, connecting the parts, for instance, the walk with the center city to the boardwalk, having 4,000 to 5,000 students, young, diverse, new people, giving it a whole new breath of life into the city would really be positive, not just because we're providing great education opportunities, but we also then provide economic opportunities because those students need living areas, they need to go get a coffee, they need to go shopping, they need to be entertained, they need to go to an art gallery, they need to hear a concert. So if we bring in a campus into the middle of the city and really work to develop that the right way, that it's safe and secure, and having all the cooperation of all the other agencies and the leaders in the community, I think it would be a positive step and real growth for the future of Atlantic City.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.